My name is Summer and I shop secondhand for items that I can resell on eBay. I also was able to pick some items up off of Facebook Marketplace. It was a lot of Legos, which is exciting for me. However, they weren't sets that were completely together, at least not anything that I could tell were together. But these are minifigures from the Lego Elves set. I am not honestly sure which one, although I did get Naida's ship. I think that's the name. But it's not complete. A lot of the other sets I got in that aren't complete, which is fine because I'm just, adding to my own collection and going through and organizing like things that I know I can get rid of off of there and that I don't want to keep. So these guys I did end up putting on eBay. But yeah, these are, I can't remember the name. I want to say something, Azira Fire Dancer. But these are two different outfits for the same character, and the capes as well, which I did see you can sell. Well, not that you can sell anything on eBay, I guess. But these capes you can sell in separate lots on eBay. I saw someone do only capes. It was like 10 of them that they sold. So, but I'm obviously leaving them all intact. So there's those. So I got this for my mom. She does collect flamingos for her bathroom, and I just thought this would be a really neat addition to her collection. I found a Beanie Boo. This one in particular is called Meadow. It's the eyes that clued me in, and I went ahead and got it because the tag's still there. And I mean, it's in very good condition, so I did put this up on eBay. I've had some luck with selling Beanie Boo items. I did sell an owl purse that I picked up at the Goodwill bins yesterday on eBay. So Beanie Boos, I've been doing well with them. I don't know how many people watch Rick and Morty that also watch my videos, but I got a Mr. Me 6-box. My husband loves Rick and Morty, but it's a game. And I'll be honest, I haven't quite looked into how to play it. This is a dare. Do the Rick dance for 30 seconds. If you can't remember how to do the Rick dance, make it up. But I just thought this would be a fun thing to add. He's also a game for him previously. I think it's called Rick and Morty's Anatomy Park. We haven't actually played it, but it was just so funny they had to have it. Anyway, so Mr. Me 6-box. I got a lot of books because I like to look at books. This one in particular is for my own collection. I'll be honest, I don't know if there's supposed to be a dust jacket with it. I would be surprised if there wasn't. However, it is Jules Verne, From the Earth to the Moon. And I don't know if you can tell behind me. It should be, I believe this section right here is my classic books, and I've got Jules Verne's Journey to the Center of the Earth already, so I'm going to add this to my collection. I did also find a bunch more Berenstain Bears books. So soft covers at the VOA are 70 cents, so I did pay 70 cents per book, and these are the newer ones, not vintage ones, because there are stickers inside. And the ones that, I had when I was a kid, they obviously did not have stickers. So I also picked up this Pokemon player's guide. I do have a few other ones that, again, I'll do the same thing where I've got them in a lot already, but I will either edit the lot and include this book, or I will delete it and create a new one, depending on it, if I find more Pokemon books before I get to that point, because let's be honest, I don't always get to things when I think I will. I picked up another Goosebumps books for my Goosebump collection that I'm going to eventually put a lot together and sell. This is not a vintage one because, and I know that this is not the original cover, and also it says Goosebumps Horrorland, and they didn't have that in the on the original cover that I remember reading. I picked up a couple of Minecraft books. I don't know if my lighting's kind of weird right now. But they're player's guides, and I tend to pick up player's guides when I see them. I have a Bakugan one. I think I've already mentioned a few Pokemon ones. I think I've got a Yu-Gi-Oh one. So, and I also think I have a Fortnite book I need to get at. But either way, someone is going to love the game enough that they're going to want this. And I know that when I was really playing Magic the Gathering, I was finding whatever, pro tips or, instruction books that I could find. So this is going to hit some of us. I guess we're millennials. I don't know how to say it. 1985, what? But this will hit some of us in that nostalgia department. I remember listening to all of these bands when they came out when I was in high school, and I just thought this was a neat little nostalgia book. Rock Rules, the Ultimate Rock Band book. It's not going for much on eBay, if anything at all, but I think I'm going to keep it and eventually put together like a 90s themed lot to sell, just like I have a bunch of unicorn items that I'm keeping so that I can put them all in a lot and sell together, because they're not worth a lot separately, but together, they might go for something. So we'll see. My son loves dinosaurs, dragons, I would say like lizards and stuff, but he mostly wants things with wings or very large scaled things. Anyway, so I found him Dinosaur Train. I've not heard of it, but any kind of like dinosaur book I tend to grab for him. So, and also like the illustrations made me laugh. So, yeah. I also picked up a few DVDs. Christmas Time in South Park. I had videos before. One of my things is like Christmas is gonna come back around. So even if I'm picking something up and it's not that holiday season, I'm going to get it. I also grab, Halloween stuff when I find it. Not so much 4th of July or, mostly Halloween and Christmas items. So this next one I was really excited to find. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe Origins. 10 episodes. I was surprised to see it. My husband likes to send me memes or even just show me memes of Skeletor. So anyway, I did grab this. There is one disc in it, which all 10 episodes are on. So, but the case kind of reminded me of like an old Genesis game case. You know what I'm talking about? Because at first that's what I thought it was. But nope. So it's time to talk about the elephant in the room. I don't know if you've noticed him kind of hanging out behind me right there. Little background for you. He is part of Star Wars, kind of. If you've watched Skeleton Crew on the Disney Plus streaming service, then you'll kind of have an idea of who it is. When I walked into the toy aisle, I have been looking at plushies because, again, I do sell them fairly well on eBay. The trunk is what got my attention because of these little spots. I was like, that looks like the blue guy. I believe it's from, oh my god, I'm going to get slammed for not knowing this. Why do I feel like it's the blue guy from the cantina scene? Anyway, I'll put it up here because I'll Google after. But I saw the trunk and he is gray. But still, it made me think, oh, I wonder what it is. So I did use Google Lens, which is super helpful, by the way. And this is Hooter from Captain EO. I do remember watching behind the scenes of the Skeleton Crew on Disney Plus, and they talked about how they drew a lot of inspiration from old movies. And it did talk about there's another character that they used. I think the other character they used was a red fuzzy one with a long tail. But Neil is supposedly modeled after this guy. And again, his name is Hooter from Captain EO, a movie that stars Michael Jackson, Angelica Houston, which there's a kind of like a copyright question about Angelica Houston's character and the Borg Queen in Star Trek. But that's a whole nother thing. Anyway, so he is in the show, And if you watch Skeleton Crew, then you should recognize him as Neil's some sort of, you know, same species. He is not as blue. Like there are, you know, some of the other pictures I found, there are blue spots all over. And at first I thought it was ink, but some of them look like mine does, where they're a little grayer, and some of them have the blue on there. So I don't know if it's just when they were made, like a production issue. I'm not sure. I have to do some more digging. But I did see that these were selling. I've seen sold ones for right around $30. They do have other ones up that have a higher price. He does not have a tag on him as far as like a new tag, and the tag on the bottom is very worn, so you can't actually read anything on it. So I wouldn't justify putting, you know, that higher price tag that some people have on there. And I think the reason is because they are in such good condition, and I did see a few that had the new tag on it. But either way, I was super excited to find him. I'm not going to keep him just because it is such a weird thing. And I mean, you can see, you know, the Star Wars collection in the back. I do have, I don't know if you can see my Ewok net with all of my plushies in it. However, I just can't really justify keeping him when I can see the value in him, and someone else might think this is way cooler because it's not a show that I watched when I was a kid. I do know folks that did, and you know, like there's a purple dragon called Figment that is out there that people remember. So he'll be passed on to someone else, but this is definitely a find that I'm going to remember and repeat several times to people. Thank you for hanging out with me and sharing in my excitement of finding my Captain EO character. If you've watched it, let me know what you think about it. I haven't heard one way or the other if it was really bad or really good. I mean, it was done in the 80s, I think like 86, so I'm not expecting much as far as CGI and stuff goes, but come on, Michael Jackson, Angelica Houston. I mean, my first experience with Angelica Houston was Addams Family. Loved her in that. She's always going to be Morticia to me. Catherine Zeta-Jones, see you, girl. But anyway, if you are looking to purchase any of the items that I showed, or if you just want to kind of browse the store and see what else I found, because I tend to find other nerdy things as I go out. And again, the reason why I recognize this guy is because I watched Skeleton Crew, and they talked about how the character was taken from this show. So, and I think I mentioned in another video where some of the things that I'm finding, it's just because I have a decent memory, and things just kind of click in my head, and I'm like, I recognize that from something. But I will say Google Lens has been a very big help, especially when I had no idea what words to even put in to look him up necessarily. Although I probably could have figured it out. But anyway, you can go to my eBay. It is Thrift Wizard. If there's anything you saw today, or you just feel like browsing the store, go ahead and find me on eBay. I'm Thrift Wizard, and you can see some of the other nerdy, geeky, fun items that I've been able to find and curate for your viewing and collecting pleasure. Again, I'm Thrift Wizard on eBay. Thanks for hanging out, you guys.